First released on the GameCube in 2005 and eventually brought to any system Capcom could get their hands on, Resident Evil 4 dramatically reinvented the franchise with more aggressive enemies, dynamic environments, and a new camera perspective. It has since gone on to be celebrated as one of the greatest video games ever made. Riding the continued success of the series, Capcom has taken up the monumental task of remaking this landmark title. The story remains largely the same as the original, with a few tweaks here and there. In the 6 years since Leon Kennedy survived the events of Resident Evil 2 in Raccoon City, he has become a highly skilled U.S. government agent. When the president's daughter Ashley is kidnapped by a mysterious cult, it's up to Leon to travel to a remote Spanish village to try to rescue her. As he faces overwhelming odds, he receives help from his off-site contact Ingrid Hunnigan, Dr. Luis Serra, who has first-hand knowledge of the latest bioweapons, and an old acquaintance from Leon's past. The game's silly sense of humor is still present, mainly thanks to Leon's cheesy quips, but there is a darker tone that helps raise the tension and emotional investment.
Together.
Thanks.
A large part of what makes Resident Evil 4 special is the environments, not just how they look, but how you explore and fight in them. Combat is visceral and relentless, with a host of dangerous monsters that are much more ferocious and persistent than standard zombies. Enemies flood into locations from all sides as they attempt to surround and overwhelm Leon with a variety of weapons that give them different tactics in battle. Throwing axes, pitchforks, and explosives are just a few of their tools that force you to constantly adapt to each situation. Larger threats like chainsaw-wielding maniacs are thrown into the mix to create chaos and force Leon to stay mobile or risk a gruesome demise. Each combat arena also has a host of traps and defensive positions you can take advantage of, like pushing bookcases in front of windows to gain some much-needed breathing room. The composition of enemies and your surroundings helps to keep each combat encounter fresh, exciting, and unpredictable. And as you continue to progress, new obstacles frequently reveal themselves. One of Leon's most essential tools is his knife, which has been significantly modified from the original game. He can use it to parry enemy attacks, making them stagger if timed correctly, which can leave them open for you to follow up with a powerful melee blow. Using the knife wears down its durability, and after it breaks, it can be repaired by the merchant for a small price. There are also weaker disposable knives that can be used as a last resort. Additionally, stealth attacks and finishing moves can help thin the ranks, allowing you to conserve precious resources and prevent enemies from transforming into more dangerous monstrosities. While stealth isn't as pronounced as other survival horror contemporaries, having the option adds another layer of strategy to most encounters. Quietly picking off unsuspecting foes feels earned, while landing successful parries provides a rush of adrenaline that pushes you into a split-second decision to press forward or flee.
You've forgotten what happened 2 years ago.
In certain parts of the game, Ashley follows along at Leon's side. It's easy to give her basic commands to stay close or keep her distance, and while doing so, there's some level of speed and accuracy required to keep her safe. Enemies will try to scoop her up and run off, adding a sense of panic as you frantically try to rescue her. These sections offer a different vibe than when Leon is on his own, perfectly balancing the pace of the game overall.
Ashley!
Boss encounters are a pillar of Resident Evil 4, including some of the most menacing creatures in video games. These tough and unique challenges raise the stakes even further as Leon becomes increasingly desperate. Without spoiling anything, a few bosses have been tweaked more than others, making them vastly superior to their counterparts in the original release.
No food for you!
Throughout each environment, you can find hidden treasures to trade with the enigmatic merchant for cash. Some items can be combined with different colored gemstones, slotting them into matching sockets. Using different combinations of stones raises the collective value depending on which stones you use. Deciding when to sell creates tough choices as you debate whether to go for quick, immediate cash or hold off for the added value. In addition to the original blue emblem hunts, there are a handful of new side quests that can be completed to earn spinels, which can be traded for unique and valuable rewards. Some of these quests offer difficult challenges that require you to explore previous areas, making it a dangerous proposition as you take stock of your current supplies. There are a handful of puzzles throughout the game, but nothing as tricky as the Spencer Mansion. Many of them are excellently balanced and require you to be aware of your surroundings as you look for clues hidden in plain sight. There are also optional puzzles that are more devious, which usually harbor valuable rewards.
Oh, you cut through the crowd with that right there.
To help even the odds, weapons can be purchased and upgraded for a significant cost, but each one feels substantial. The attaché case makes its return and houses all of Leon's equipment, first aid, and ammo. Organizing supplies remains an addictive, meditative experience between fights. Leon can also craft health and ammo with a variety of items, but these ingredients frequently clog space. You can put weapons and first aid sprays into storage for later use, but not ammo, herbs, or ingredients, forcing you to periodically contemplate your survival horror needs. After the remake of Resident Evil 3 cut out a large portion of the original game, there's been concern over whether Capcom would do the same with Resident Evil 4. The vast majority of areas remain intact, remixed, or even expanded in some ways. That being said, there are some noticeable omissions that die-hard fans will lament to varying degrees, but nothing quite as egregious as RE3's missing clock tower. The biggest losses are the two bonus modes, Mercenaries and Separate Ways. Thankfully, it has been announced that Mercenaries is due to come at a later date, giving us all something to look forward to. However, the Separate Ways campaign remains a mystery, but considering how popular these characters are, it would be shocking if Capcom didn't have grand plans for the future. In the meantime, the improved visuals, upgraded combat, greater characterization, and deeper treasure hunting more than make up for the loss during your first 20-hour playthrough. Resident Evil continues its long and storied tradition of having a slew of unlockable rewards. We can't go into details just yet, but among other bonuses, there is a new Game Plus mode and plenty of incentive for multiple playthroughs. Even if there weren't goodies to chase after, replaying Resident Evil 4 is addictive, and running back through environments with an upgraded arsenal or valuable knowledge is empowering. The original game was already well known for its ability to suck you back in, but the remake has only heightened that urge to give it another run. Resident Evil 4 looks crisp and runs great whether you're on performance or fidelity mode. No significant bugs have presented themselves, and most importantly, after you get obliterated by a monster, you're right back in the action with quick and convenient checkpoints. Additionally, the audio is outstanding with thunderous firearm blasts and sinister murmuring. Resident Evil 4 more than lives up to the legacy of the original game that released almost 2 decades ago. Combat is dramatically improved thanks to smoother controls, more threatening enemy behavior, and most importantly, the new knife mechanics. Treasure hunting has been rebalanced to highlight difficult decisions regarding resource management. Optional side quests incentivize risk versus reward, while certain boss fights have been dramatically improved. Capcom continues their winning streak with an absolute masterclass in survival horror. Final score, 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching our review. We're Easy Allies. We've been writing about games for decades, and we also do podcasts, streams, shows, and more, all funded by regular viewers just like you. Head to patreon.com/easyallies to pitch in and get rewards. And be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay connected on YouTube. See you soon.
Thank you.